Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
I love this place. I love this environment, the ECD environment. I've been in ECD maybe more than 25 years.
This is the center where we give love, where we develop children holistically. It's one thing that I love because I saw a need in the community, and then we started to have an early childhood development center starting from 2011 to date.
Here at Oradile, we have 140 children from the ages of 6 months to 6 years. We have about 40 children who are doing grade R. We just can't take more children, and more parents keep on coming to us for space. Here in Diepsloot, we have over 140 centers, and I think only less than 10 of them are getting funding from social department.
In most of our ECDs, they don't have permits. In order for me to get a partial care, I need to have this health permit, so I can't jump it. I need to be able to pay the municipality the big amounts they want for my structural plan in order for me to get the permit. And the children will suffer because without that permit, I don't have access to funds from the government. From the local government, from the municipalities, there are so many barriers. So you find the areas that have poor of the poorest, they will not meet those bylaws.
The area that we are in, Drizik here, is not proclaimed as a township yet. So we cannot have title deeds. We cannot have environmental health permits. We cannot have documents, the partial care certificate, the lease agreement for people who are using the JPC site.
Most people decided not even to try to apply for anything with government because you don't have the document for your own house where you live. If you don't have title deeds, what is the evidence that this is your house? So that's why people are stuck.
I feel that we are punished as an ECD practitioners with something that is beyond our control and something that we cannot do much about it.
And the majority of the children, the majority of centers are in those areas, which are unproclaimed. So that means they will never get any assistance.
The Nelson Mandela Foundation was part of the Mandela Initiative, which really brought together stakeholders from university, civil society, government to think about what does the country need to focus on in order to break intergenerational poverty. And out of that process, it was very clear, especially at the final convening, that early childhood development was critical in order to level the playing fields of children so as to break intergenerational poverty. When we started working with early childhood development practitioners that are based at ECD centers, something that we would often hear from them is that the system was not designed for them, poor people from impoverished areas. So here you have a situation where children who are meant to be receiving subsidy from government because they are poor are not able to access the very subsidy because of their poverty.
We are at a situation where centers are charging 250, 300 rands. With that little amount, they have to feed children 3 meals per day. They have to pay the teachers. That's why teachers are getting almost 1,000, 1,000 something, because that's all what the principals can do. Most of the people who are doing this ECD thing, they're not doing it to make money, they're not doing it to gain something. They are doing it to make the difference.
Anyone can come in and say, since you don't have a partial care certificate, close the center. And then when we close the center, we are opening for criminals. We are opening for children to be abused. Innocent children will suffer because we don't have proper documentation. The foundation of a child is very important. And if we want to have a future that is bright, We need to give the solid education. We need to give right things to our children. That is where it starts.
So the municipality needs to come to the people and maybe have a site visit to some of these areas so that they know that their bylaws are not doable.
How can we justify not spending money on a phase of life and also on a demographic of children who we know that are the most vulnerable to issues from malnutrition, who suffer in terms of when they don't have quality access to ECD, don't have these opportunities. It should be something that all children have access to. It shouldn't be a lottery of one's birth.
What can they do to come up with a way of saying, we may not cover them in everywhere, but let there be a way of just helping them in terms of nutrition? Because that's my concern. No child will learn well when they are not fed appropriately.
Let's sit and talk and see the way forward so that we can improve the situation.
We love our kids. We don't want to lose them. Our plan is to build our community.